What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bemi Badmus' channel. You can tell that it's awkward for me because I usually don't do this, so accept me like that. We're going to talk about something quite important, and this is a disclaimer. We're not experts at this or anything. We're just giving opinion, and we're going to talk about the topic: why marriages do not last. I'm not even sure if we are qualified to be having this discussion.
I don't think so.
Because we're pretty much babies in terms of marriage, but we just wanted to share thoughts on our own opinions on why marriages do not work.
Yeah, based on some things we've been seeing, and we actually just. Hi guys, before you guys say, is Gbemi not going to talk to us today? I'm talking to you guys. Hi guys, but let him tell you on the show today. But yeah, these are conversations we usually have with each other, and it just tries to keep us in check. And today we just felt like, let's just share it with you guys. And we didn't even really know what to title it, but okay, why marriages? Why we think some marriages do not last? So yeah. Take it away, babe.
Take it away, too, yeah.
Take it away.
All right, so we're going to be speaking on three specific things because there's a host of reasons why marriage are probably going to fail. Mm-hmm. But we'll just be touching on three of them that we have highlighted. The first one is financial issues.
Yeah.
I think there's some statistics to point that the biggest reason why marriages fail. Now, before people get married, when people are in relationships, everybody goes on about, love is what's the most important. Liking each other is what's most important.
Come to me, Mama.
But then it turns out that you find out that there are other things that are really much more important or that are equally as important as love. Finances is one of such things, and trust me, you can't run a marriage without money. You can't even live without money, so talk less of a marriage. You have to take care of the house, you have to take care of yourself, you have to take care of your spouse. When kids come, you have to take care of kids. There are things that you need to do with money. And the moment where you cannot afford things, where you can afford basic things, because there's a difference between extravagance and
just affording the basic amenities of life.
The moment you cannot afford the basic things, both parties in the marriage are bound to start thinking, okay, what are we doing here? So trust me, it's not just a case of, woman leaves man because she doesn't have money. It goes both ways because in the world that we live in, everybody needs all the support that they can get. So I think financial responsibility and financial understanding is something that's very key to marriages going the full hog. So that's one. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
So basically, what we're trying to talk about in terms of finances is they have couples have been opposing views when it comes to their finances. So I have always been a big how do you say this? A big fan of you need to talk about everything before you get married. So people think that it's just basically, how much do you earn? How much do you earn? No. How do we plan to spend that money? How do we plan to spend our money? What are the things that we want to do in this life? Take for example, one thing I've always urged couples to talk about is, for example, where do we want to have our kids? Do we want to have our kids in Nigeria? Do we want to have our kids in the US? Do we have relocation plans? Things like that. So having that kind of conversation before you get married lets you know, we are not playing with our finances. We have to save. We have to this. For example, if you say, I want to have my kids in the US, for example, you already know that it's not beans to have your kids abroad. So you know that you guys have to save. And so when you're already seeing that this person you're dating is not somebody that is opposed to saving, that is opposed to, or the person can even tell you, I don't believe in having my kids abroad. At the same time, you believe in having your kids abroad, for example, like you already know that there's going to be a problem. So when you guys get married and you are trying to save that, I'm saving all my coins so that we can go and bond, and the other person is just spending like, after all, HMO in Nigeria, we take care of the child's birth. Like I don't have to spend, I don't have to save any money. Then you see that you start having issues, and that's just a very typical example because I have seen people that it has happened to that I'm sharing with you guys. So basically, people have opposing views when it comes to finances, and it's very, very important for people to talk about it before they get into the marriage. Because when they get into the marriage, it's huge. It starts bringing up issues. I mean, issues could also range to how much do I give my parents? I want to give my parents this amount. Oh, my husband is supposed to be giving my parents money. He's supposed to be giving his parents money. Or I don't believe in my husband giving his parents money. Or I don't believe in, so many things like that. And they cause serious issues that eventually affect people. For people that live abroad, if you don't talk about it, you don't know which loans you are inheriting. Even in Nigeria, because people take loans these days, so you don't know which student loans you're inheriting, which quick salary loan you're inheriting from somebody. Somebody is owing so much money. That's why it's very important to talk about it, because I have seen people saying, wow, you had this much loans, I cannot take care of this, I cannot deal with this, and they walk out of the marriage. So people having very opposing views about finances and not dealing with it before they get married is definitely something that can affect the marriage, and will not make the marriage last, in our opinion.
So, I mean, everything she said, succinctly put. Second thing that we highlighted is marrying for the wrong reasons. Now, this happens a lot.
A whole lot.
It happens a lot. If the reason why you're getting married to someone is superficial, and when I say superficial, maybe because of their looks, maybe because they're rich, maybe because
rich is a good reason to marry somebody. Don't get it twisted. You guys have money.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
So I understand. So if you marry someone because of their looks, for example, people have accidents. Things happen to people.
Right.
They lose the looks that they had, or they lose the ability that they had, and in that situation, are you still going to be committed to that marriage? More often than not, you find that the person won't. If you marry someone because they're rich and something happens and they lose their money, you find that
there was an interview, and they asked one lady that what happens when your husband
she said she's going to leave.
Said she's going to look for another person.
I mean, I don't.
She's going to look for another person.
I don't begrudge her, because that's her that's her principle to life.
Yeah.
But you just have to ensure that you and your partner are getting married for converging reasons. Your reasons are the same. You don't have diverging views.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So marry for the right reasons. And now right reason is also subject to all kinds of
it's relative
of conjecture. Somebody's right reason might be money, and the moment the money goes, the person leaves. But for a marriage to last, both of you need to be on the same page of the reasons why you're getting married.
Why I don't even fault people that say they want to get married to people that have money, because I have seen people that do that and their marriages last a whole lot, and it's because even I've heard guys, even men say, my wife likes money, so I am working hard to give my wife money. The man is also the man is also committed to that. I know people that I had a boss once that whenever we completed a contract, as soon as we complete the contract, and they pay him all his money, and they used to pay in dollars, trust me, this man will carry his wife to the nearest car dealership and ask her to pick a car, any car that she wants. So they already have a thriving relationship. They've been married for years. They understand each other. I'm not saying that the lady got married for money, but the man knows that I need to give my wife this, exactly. So they have they married each other. They know the reasons why they married each other. The reason why I married my husband is not the reason why, may not be the reason why you married your spouse. So it's very important to have a reason that can stand the test of time, last, so that when things happen,
there's something to fall
there's
back
still
on.
something to fall back on.
As long as you have that reason as a cornerstone of a relationship that is solid, whenever that thing is wavering, whenever that thing fails, you go back to that starting point, and you know that you can build again.
Exactly.
So that's just it. So
yes, make sure that there is a right reason for you, which will hold you
right reason for
accountable. The both of you, rather, that will hold you accountable when things start happening, and it starts looking like the storms are coming and the tides are coming, and that's the thing that is going to make you stronger. So that's that.
The third one is infidelity.
Ooh,
I mean, this one, it goes without saying here. Generally, people in a relationship like to have the fidelity. Now, fidelity, the word fidelity by itself means trust. They like to have the trust of their partners, and the moment that trust is broken, it's very hard to to put it back together. Now, for some people, it's not a deal breaker,
Yeah.
but it is for a lot of people. Even in boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, the moment you realize that your partner is stepping out on you, you generally want to end that relationship. So it's only logical to have that as one of the reasons why marriages would fail.
Yeah.
Now, in this part of the world, men generally have the luxury of having so many partners because traditionally they can marry more than one wife. But depending on the conviction of yourself and your spouse, you decide and say, oh, we are being monogamous, we are being together, it's just two of us. Don't be surprised when you have infidelity and it becomes a deal breaker. Because in that case, you've gone against the agreement that you both had. It's as simple as
Like my husband said, like infidelity is a deal breaker to a lot of people, to a whole bunch of people, and it's just breaking. It's basically just breaking the trust that somebody had for you, and the vows that you said before God or before Ikoyi registry or before wherever you went to say your vows, you basically stepped out on it and you broke those vows, and it's not something that a lot of people can get over. It's not something that a lot of people can recover from. So it's definitely one thing that definitely can or make marriages fail these days. And we've noticed the trend in infidelity. In fact, these days it's like it's celebrated. It's like, well, okay, shit here, yeah, we're not shit here. Like,
Right.
and I'm like, why? Why? Like, why did you make that commitment when you knew you were not going to uphold it? Is it because there isn't like a punishment, like a physical punishment? Because like when, for example, you go into a partnership, there's a contract that is signed. Whoever breaks that partnership, there's a consequence of breaking that partnership. So I feel like if there was a thing that was drawn up and there's a consequence for like infidelity, for example, I feel like many people will sit up.
Oh,
But because
the
there's
extent of the consequence is dissolving the marriage, right?
Dissolving the marriage isn't really a consequence in my view. Like it's a get out of jail free card as far as I'm concerned. That's the way I see it. So it's if the person that stepped out was getting more what do you call it? More, what's that word now?
punished.
More punished, or was getting more punished, out of the infidelity that the person did, then maybe we would have more marriages lasting these days, because it seems like everybody's just getting away with it and it's just the order of the day and it's just fine.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's a question of conscience and the individuals, because even if there was punishment, there's a punishment for stealing, people steal. There's a punishment for
so
being
you
another.
see,
People do
I feel like there should be a punishment for infidelity too. That's just me
thoughts,
saying that,
because at the end of the day, relationships are a social construct, right? And nobody forced you to get into it. So to the extent of the law says if you feel like your marriage there's been infidelity in your marriage, we dissolve it. That in itself
it's not enough punishment.
And in divorce settlements, guys, some people have to pay alimony for the rest of their lives. So that's some sort of punishment. But at the end of the day, it's a question of, is that what you want your reality to be or not? You make a decision and decide that. Nobody enjoys being cheated on, no matter who you are. So that in itself is a punishment for whoever is going through it.
What are the reasons why we feel like some marriages are not lasting these days, and a reason why marriages are not being successful these days? I feel like there's a whole lot of other reasons.
Oh, trust me, there's 1 million and more reasons why marriage will not work.
Exactly.
But
this is just the one that we see more rampant these days.
These are the more obvious ones, if you like.
I
mean, for something as small as pressing toothpaste in the middle, marriages have ended. So
listen,
there's a million and
you
one
not put down the toilet seat, marriages have ended. So there's a million and one reasons, but these are the ones that are more out there that we can see and we talk about and just try to put ourselves in check. And hopefully this video puts you in check. Talk about those finances. Have good communication with your partner. Talk about those things with your partner, everything that has to do with your relationship. I literally mean everything. I made a post one time about things you should discuss with your partner about your children. Maybe I will sit down and make a video about it. I feel like I have a video about it. I have a feeling that I have a video about it, but maybe I will make another one about it. down to where do you want to give birth to your children? How many children do you want to give birth to? Do you want cesarean operation or vaginal delivery? Like, down to little nitty gritty things like that. Who is going to come and do a mugo? Who is like? It is good to sit down and talk about those things so that, you know, little things like that have made marriages end before. And you might think that, it can never be me. God forbid it will not be you in Jesus' name. Anyway, so yes, don't cheat on your partner, don't step on your partner, and just, you know, put God first. Put God at the center of your marriage, because I feel like a lot of people don't have the fear of God. If they did, a lot of these things will not be happening, you know. So if you put God first and you put God at the center of your marriage, then chances are you're good. Okay.
Now, it doesn't mean that bad things won't happen or you won't have issues.
Turbulence will happen, storms of life will happen.
But yeah.
But you overcome
it just gives you the stability
at the end of the day. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for chilling with us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really cute and short and powerful, you know. There's some powerful words in it, but you may not, if you're not deep like that, you may not understand. Well, yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Tori, for coming here to discuss and share your opinion about this.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.